Trump and the deportation of these illegal migrants, illegal immigrants in this country is all the news. Everywhere you look nowadays, people are talking about that. And when I look at the reports and the responses from the illegals, those who claim that they are the loved ones of these illegals and the so-called advocates, I don't see any humility. You broke the law and you're in here, and instead of showing any humility, I see people bashing black people. Excuse me, 92% of black women voted for the Democrat Party's agenda of open borders and flooding our country with illegals and giving them entitlements over our own citizens. Nearly 80% of black men voted for the same agenda. So why I'm seeing all of these videos from Latinos cursing out and disrespecting black people, I really don't know. I really do not know. But it only shows how racist you are. I know how you treat those brown-skinned Latinos. Brown-skinned Latinos and darker-skinned Latinos, they get it the worst in the Latino culture. Okay, so, I'm not surprised at all of this racism towards black people who voted so much to try to push the agenda of letting illegal people up in here. I really don't understand why I'm seeing any videos of people disrespecting black people in this regard. I understand people break the law sometimes because in their mind, they think that they are willing to break the law in order to get ahead in life. But you realize that you could stand the chance of getting caught. America has done so much for so many people all around the world. And we were taking in more people than we were able to really sustain. And that is why you see a lot of people that were not traditionally willing to vote Republican and people who would not have voted for Trump. That is why they did. And he ended up winning. Because the Democrat Party, their agenda is ridiculous. What they're doing and their agenda is ridiculous. And it's not sustainable. It's destroying the country. It's immoral. A lot of the platform stances and policies that they have. It's too extreme. It's ridiculous. When they had their majorities on the federal level, they had the opportunity to create the laws that they wanted to see on the federal level. Instead, they think that these sanctuary cities and states is just going to go on forever. It's unrealistic for a country to take on that many people to keep flooding and flooding and flooding up here. We're not talking about well-off, wealthy people flooding in here. We're talking about people that are coming in here who are poor, that have a need. Some people are sick. You're not giving us enough chance to build enough schools to accommodate the influx, build enough affordable housing to accommodate the influx. They're getting more benefits than an American or a veteran on the street. So if you thought the American people were going to keep going for that, that's ridiculous. Not to mention a lot of the other agenda that the Democrats have is just too far out and ridiculous. And some of it is just plain old immoral. But I would recommend to the illegal immigrants in these countries that are saying they don't want to receive these people back because they didn't come in a nicer plane and stuff like that. Well, I mean, what kind of dignity is that with you rejecting the people coming back into their own home country? You're trying to exile people out of their own home country. I suggest instead of sending them back on a plane, why don't you send them back on a cruise ship? Instead of these planes that only hold about 150 migrants, you can put them on a cruise ship. Those cruise ships hold about 3,000 to 5,000 people. You can pack up about 3,000 to 5,000 migrants and you could cruise on down to Mexico. You could cruise on through Central America. You could cruise on down to South America, dropping them off along the way. I don't see any humility from these people from other countries. I'm sorry my citizens came to your country and broke your laws. Please have mercy on those who have not committed any violent offenses or crimes other than entering illegally or overstaying their visas. Please do it a case-by-case basis. Have mercy on them. They came to your country for a better life. They're working. They're sending money home to help their abuelas or their whoever, you know, and they really need to be able to be there. They're sorry. Show some humility instead of sticking your nose in the air saying, yeah, well, you sending them back. I'm going to send Americans back. And you black people, you not this and that. How dare you? And then, you know, all this other stuff. I mean, it's just like, you know, when the horse is tired of a rider riding their back and starts bucking up, you better get the off of him. He's only going to warn you a couple of times that he's ready for you to get your ass up off his back. And you don't get your ass up off his back, you call yourself whipping him, he will buck back, bang you to the ground, roll over you, kick and stomp you. And America has been saying, we're taking on too much, we're taking on too much, we're taking on too much, we're taking on too much. You have places like in Africa that those citizens should be wealthy out there. Their infrastructure should be high tech, Wakanda style shit. But they let these Europeans and now China, Russia, all these other places come in there, exploit them, exploit their resources. The people are hungry and poor, not able to thrive like they should. And then they're desperate and they're leaving to go to Europe, leaving to go to America, not out of just wanting to, but because a lot of people have to, because people in their countries are corrupt and selfish that's running their governments. But America has been very gracious with so many people from all over the world have come here, settled down. So a lot of people came here the right way. Some people didn't come here the right way, but eventually they did get their paperwork and they did get things situated. So if America is saying that we're taking in too much, we're taking in too much, it's got to stop, then why do you people keep coming up here expecting to just keep taking advantage and getting in? So I suggest people humble themselves. I suggest Donald Trump's administration consider using cruise ships, since people want to complain about how they. Then I suggest put them on a cruise ship. You can send about 3,000 to 5,000 of them back and just be cruising right along